The year without a summer, marked in history as 1816, stands as a remarkable testament to nature's unpredictable power. In the early 19th century, communities everywhere relied deeply on the steady rhythm of the seasons. Agriculture was not merely an occupation, but the very foundation of society, sustaining families and entire civilizations. However, a single catastrophic volcanic eruption in Indonesia would soon shatter that sense of stability and predictability. This eruption, with its mighty force and widespread reach, reminded people that even the most reliable natural cycles could be so easily disrupted. A strange shroud of volcanic ash crept across the skies, slowly dimming the sun's brilliance and casting a pall over landscapes once familiar and warm. As the sun's rays struggled to pierce the veil, the world's temperature began to drop in a manner unseen before. Though many had never witnessed such an event, its effects would be felt globally, revealing once again the interconnectedness of Earth's natural systems. Farmers watched in bewilderment as their once thriving fields began to fail despite careful tending. In small villages and burgeoning towns, a lingering sense of unease settled among the people, as if the very fabric of life had been altered. The narrative of that fateful year unfolds not as a simple historical timeline, but as a dramatic interplay between nature's fury and humanity's resilience, encapsulating emotions ranging from awe to deep sorrow. Through the lens of history, we now see 1816 not only as a year of meteorological anomaly, but also as an enduring lesson on the fragility of human endeavors in the face of colossal natural events. In this story, the narrator guides you through the mesmerizing, tragic, and transformative events of a world turned upside down. May you now step into this vivid tale of nature's unpredictable artistry indeed. The volcanic eruption in Indonesia was nothing short of a cataclysmic moment that altered the course of nature and humanity alike. The volcano, which had long been a silent giant amidst the Indonesian wilderness, erupted with sudden ferocity, spewing plumes of ash and molten rock high into the atmosphere. As enormous clouds of volcanic debris ascended, observers noted the unusual sight of a sky suddenly painted in shades of gray and ominous black. In remote regions and coastal communities alike, people marveled and trembled, witnessing nature's unexpected fury. Lunging from tranquil routines into a chaos marked by ash-laden winds, communities experienced a transformation that defied any previous understanding of weather and climate. In fields where the clear blue sky once reigned, a murky twilight fell, casting long shadows over farmlands and cityscapes. The eruption's shockwave, though physically distant, resonated deeply in the hearts of those who relied on the predictable warmth of the sun. Individuals, farmers, and even explorers were struck by the dramatic alteration in their surroundings. With each passing hour, the eruption's impact seemed immeasurable. A persistent veil of dust smothered the natural vibrancy of the environment. Weather patterns became erratic, and the usual cyclicity of day and night altered imperceptibly but significantly. The immediate aftermath brought forth a blend of wonder and anxiety. People recorded observations in sparse journals, noting down the eerie lighting and the sudden chill that crept into the air. This unforeseen crisis stirred an early scientific curiosity, with local scholars attempting to decipher the connection between the volcanic activity and the rapidly emerging climatic shifts. In the midst of confusion, this singular event served as both a literal and metaphoric eruption that disrupted ordinary life, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. The elegance and wrath of nature converged in this single moment, leaving an indelible mark on history, as the world began to grapple with a new and unsettling reality. In the wake of the eruption, communities soon found themselves immersed in a surreal transformation of nature that would redefine their understanding of life, weather, and destiny. All felt the force of change. In the aftermath of the eruption, the world experienced a chilling transformation as a thick layer of volcanic aerosols spread across the atmosphere. These fine particles, lifted high into the stratosphere, began to scatter and reflect sunlight in unexpected ways, diminishing the warmth that once bathed the earth. As the skies darkened, even on the brightest days, a palpable chill seeped into every corner of the globe. Regions that had once enjoyed the near-constant embrace of summer found themselves shrouded in gloom, and an unseasonable cold that unsettled local customs and traditions. Science, though in its nascent stages at the time, gradually began to unfold the mechanisms behind this global cooling. Observing the diminished sunlight and strange weather patterns, early natural philosophers started to connect the dots between the volcanic eruption and the sudden decline in temperature. Their tentative theories proposed that the sun's rays were being deflected by a persistent haze, a phenomenon that had far-reaching consequences. This marked a pivotal moment when humanity began to recognize the vulnerability of the planet's climate to sudden and abrupt changes. Across continents, farmers, town dwellers, and even scholars felt the impact as the natural balance of the seasons wavered unexpectedly. Crops that depended on precise amounts of heat and light struggled to grow, and the rhythm of routines was disrupted by this unforeseen climatic shift. The atmospheric transformation was not a gradual evolution, but a rapid and dramatic event that rewrote the rules of nature, leaving communities grappling with a profound sense of uncertainty about the future. In every part of the world, the subtle science of atmospheric physics was playing out on a grand scale. From the misty highlands of Europe to the expansive plains of North America, the cooling effect was both a scientific enigma and a daily challenge. For those whose lives depended on the predictability of weather, the global climate, once taken for granted as a stabilizing force, had now become a volatile actor in the unfolding drama of 1816, reshaping lives, cultures, and the very perception of nature's might. Slowly, as days turned into weeks, the remnants of volcanic dust continued to cloak the skies. This prolonged shroud of nature's own creation not only transformed the environment, but also transformed the hearts and minds of people, inspiring a newfound respect for the delicate balance of our world. In that silent transformation, hope and caution became intertwined. As the impact of the volcanic eruption rippled through the climate system, one of the most astonishing phenomena emerged: snowfall in the heart of June. Typically, June unveils a season of long, balmy days and blossoming warmth. But in this extraordinary year, nature wrote an unexpected script. The sun, obscured by layers of ash, struggled to give way to its customary brilliance, allowing cold air and wintry conditions to seep in. It was as if a spell had been cast, bending the rules of the natural world to create a scene more at home in winter than summer. In small rural hamlets, and even in burgeoning urban centers, people found themselves gazing in disbelief at the surreal sight. Snowflakes, delicate and transient, drifted slowly from the pale, overcast sky, landing silently on rooftops, trees, and freshly mown lawns. This phenomenon defied all notions of seasonal certainty and sparked a mix of excitement and anxiety among those who witnessed it. For local farmers, whose lives revolved around predictable weather patterns, the sudden arrival of snow, at a time typically reserved for growth and vitality, disrupted planting schedules and sowed uncertainty about the forthcoming harvest. The transformation was not merely physical, but deeply symbolic. In the chilled air of an unseasonable June, nature appeared to challenge human mastery over its finely tuned agricultural calendars. Friends huddled together near fireplaces, reflecting on the capriciousness of the world they had always taken for granted. In quiet moments of introspection, it became clear that the snow in June was not just an anomaly, but a powerful reminder of nature's intrinsic unpredictability. The soft, white blanket covering the earth was both beautiful and foreboding, an artful juxtaposition of serenity and impending hardship. This occurrence, unexpected and dramatic, underscored the profound interdependence between climate and human society. The beauty of snow, typically celebrated in the winter months, now bore an eerie message in the middle of summer. Its presence served as a striking, tangible manifestation of the disruption caused by the volcanic eruption. In that surreal June, the boundaries between seasons blurred, leaving everyone with a newfound respect for the forces that govern our planet. The spell of June's unseasonable snow altered perceptions permanently, instilling in observers the realization that even the most dependable natural orders could be rewritten in a single, extraordinary moment. As the world slowly adjusted to this mysterious interplay of seasons, communities began to question their place within the grand tapestry of life. They acknowledged that nature, with all its fierce surprises, held the power to challenge human assumptions and transform everyday reality into a remarkable, ever-changing narrative that defied convention and kindled both hope and introspection in hearts. The saga continues today. As the climate shifted, the cascading effects of the eruption reached deeply into the very core of human existence. The unseasonable cold and unpredictable weather patterns disrupted the agricultural calendar, leaving farmers facing failing crops and barren fields. In vast expanses of once fertile land, the silence of dying vegetation told a tragic story of food uncertainty and economic downturn. Communities that had thrived on generations of stable harvest suddenly grappled with the harsh reality of unexpected scarcity. In busy market towns and remote rural settlements alike, the dwindling yields began to unnerve the populace. Stores, usually brimming with fresh produce, started to empty in a manner that echoed the growing anxieties of families who depended on the harvest for their daily sustenance. The phenomenon was not isolated to one region, but instead rippled across continents, affecting economies and stirring profound social unrest. Each failing crop was a stark reminder of nature's unpredictable dominance, relegating human efforts to mere acts of hope against formidable natural forces. As the gap between demand and supply widened, community bonds were tested in unforeseen ways. Neighbors began to share their limited resources, and local gatherings turned into forums for discussing ways to survive the prolonged food shortages. Despite these challenges, there emerged a quiet resilience among the people, an unspoken determination to persevere in the face of adversity. Economic downturn intertwined with the struggle for food, creating a pressing narrative of survival and hardship. The hardship of this period was evident not only in empty store shelves, but also in the worried expressions of those who once celebrated plenty. This stark period of scarcity brought communities together in mutual support. It also forced a re-examination of agricultural practices and the reliance on natural cycles. In reflecting on these hard times, society learned valuable lessons about adaptability, solidarity, and the importance of sustainable practices in an unpredictable world. The challenges of that era remain etched in history, serving as a somber reminder of both the fragility and resilience inherent in human societies. In those challenging times, every shared meal became a silent symbol of hope and unity. Personal accounts from the tumult of 1816 reveal a tapestry of human emotion interwoven with cultural transformation. In quiet memoirs, preserved by families and local historians, there are vivid recollections of lives upturned by the sudden and harsh climatic changes. Individuals documented their struggles to adapt to a world that seemed to operate under new rules. Amid the despair of failing harvests and ruined routines, there emerged stories of resilience, a deep capacity to find hope in the bleakest moments. In carefully written journals, descendants of those affected describe evenings spent by firesides, sharing tales of survival and unexpected acts of kindness. Neighbors would gather, offering small portions of what little they had, and in doing so, they forged bonds that transcended the immediate crisis. Artists, too, found inspiration in the darkened skies and shifting landscapes. Paintings and sketches from the period capture surreal scenes of nature in flux, a reminder that creativity can flourish even amid catastrophe. These cultural artifacts provide modern audiences with a window into a time when human sensitivity and artistic expression were both challenged and enriched by environmental hardship. The events of this year also prompted a rethinking of humanity's place in nature. Philosophers and naturalists of the era began to question the long-held belief that human progress was separate from or above the natural world. The interplay between man and the environment was now undeniable, as the volatile climate dictated the rhythm of daily life. This reflective spirit resonated deeply among the people, altering not only art and literature, but also the collective mindset of entire communities. Today, as we revisit these accounts, the stories of 1816 evoke not merely sorrow for what was lost, but also admiration. Reflecting on the events of 1816, the legacy of the year without a summer serves as a timeless parable about nature's indomitable force and humanity's ever-changing relationship with it. This final chapter of our journey weaves together the threads of catastrophe, resilience, and renewal. The volcanic eruption, with its far-reaching effects, not only darkened the skies and emptied the granaries, but also awakened a deeper understanding of the precarious balance between human ambition and the unpredictable rhythms of the natural world. In recounting the remarkable events that unfolded in 1816, one discerns lessons that are as relevant today as they were 2 centuries ago. The unexpected snowfall of June, the economic hardships, and the stirring personal and cultural reflections all serve as reminders that nature's power is both awe-inspiring and humbling. History does not simply record these moments, it teaches us to respect and learn from them. Observing how communities came together during times of severe hardship illuminates the strength found in unity and compassion. This enduring memory from an extraordinary year invites us to ponder the delicate interplay between human progress and environmental forces. In a world where change is constant, the story of 1816 inspires a careful examination of our practices, urging us to become more thoughtful stewards of the earth. As the tale concludes, the lessons of resilience, adaptation, and ecological awareness become clear, reminding every generation that embracing the unpredictable is not an act of surrender, but one of wisdom and hope. In this reflective moment, the memories of 1816 call on us to honor the past while inspiring future generations to build a sustainable and compassionate world, where lessons from history guide every decision and every step toward a brighter tomorrow. Let the spirit of that fateful year spark courage and ignite change in hearts.